Hey guys, I'm Sammy, and I'm EthiCool. This is my first video, and I wanted to start out with something a little on the lighter side. But I was compelled to address something a little more serious. Recently, I saw an article about a polar bear named Pizza. Pizza is held captive in a mall in China. Signs of mental declination are obvious. You don't need to be a scientist to see that. Pizza is isolated, held in a small room, and is bombarded by flashing cameras and obnoxious people. I can see that this animal is in pain. Maybe not physically, but I know sadness when I see it. Animals are treated like this more often than you think in places that you may not have imagined. The gruesome places I am referring to are menageries, animal parks, zoological gardens, or you may know them better as zoos. Regardless of what you call them, zoos are not ethical places. They are not there to help animals. They are strictly there for profit and entertainment. Animals are not objects or property. They are sentient beings able to perceive and feel things, from pain to happiness. It isn't right, and the practice of zoos should be abolished. In my past, I have been to zoos and aquariums countless times. I ignorantly loved them. I did not take the time to see these animals' perspectives. How couldn't I comprehend that being trapped in a cage was not right? Maybe I was too young to understand, or maybe I just didn't care. I can't take back the actions of my past, but I can do my part to make sure animals don't have to suffer anymore. I would rather be wrong and embarrassed by something than to be wrong and deny it to protect myself of that embarrassment. It's okay to make mistakes while ignorant on the subject. It's not okay to know the truth and continue to do what's wrong. People often argue that zoos are good places. The main points I hear are, they are educational for children. They help endangered animals. They give jobs to thousands of people. When I hear these arguments trying to put zoos in a good light, all I feel is a sense of selfishness. In my following words, I will address each of these 3 points and prove that these benefits are not worth the pain and suffering of animals. Firstly, are zoos educational for children? Short answer is no. But of course I will explain. Zoo animals do not act like they do in the wild. Many are bred in captivity and do not act like their wild counterpart. So what are zoos actually teaching these kids? All they are teaching is that it is okay to trap living creatures for selfish reasons. Children would learn tremendously more by watching videos of animals in their natural habitat. Zoos are not for educational purposes. They are for entertainment. There are far better ways to teach our children. Ways that don't strip the freedom of animals. Secondly, do zoos help endangered animals? Zoos may take in animals to help repopulate a species, but at what cost? Why is it that humans can take animals out of their homes, away from their families, away from their children? Is it worth enslaving animals to repopulate the planet, just for them to be put on the endangered list again? Captive breeding actually does little to no impact on the survival of the species. It may increase animal populations temporarily, but the numbers will fall, as it does time and time again. It is actually the protective measures in the wild that truly help these animals flourish. It is anti-poaching measures and habitat conservation that will ultimately help these animals while preserving their quality of life. These animals are meant to live in their natural habitat. Some may ask, what if their habitat is destroyed? Or what if they are hunted by poachers? The answer is simple. You help build their habitats. You don't keep them captive for their entire lives. That makes no sense. And for the poacher's idea, you don't protect victims by blocking them behind bars. You protect them by locking criminals behind bars. Animals are in zoos for humans. Animals never come first at zoos. It is always a business first. The welfare of animals is not their main concern. Surplus of animals are often killed and sold off. Animals don't need us. Animals can take care of themselves. Thirdly, zoos give so many jobs to people. Yes, so? If something is unethical, nothing can justify it. If I told you to gather as many people as you can and lock them in your basement so you can make money, would that be okay? Is child labor okay? Is it okay to hurt anything or anyone for money? No. So why is it okay for animals to be treated this way? It isn't. There are other ways for people to make money and help animals. You don't need to trap animals. There is no purpose for zoos other than selfishness. It is never too late to change for the better. In conclusion, zoos should not exist. Animals are more similar to us than you think. We are animals. We need everyone to see zoos for what they are. They are the slave owners of animals. Yes, I said slaves. The 13th Amendment, which outlaws slavery and involuntary servitude, does not specify that humans are the only beings that can be slaves. These animals may not be cooking for you or caring for your crops, but they are involuntary entertainers that are put on stages behind bars. We must abolish these prisons and save these animals from a life of torment and captivity. They can feel pain, feel happiness. Isn't that enough to understand that they don't belong in cages their whole life? Would you want to spend your entire life in a cage, never being able to see your family again? We are all adventurers in this life. Animals are no different. And that's how I feel about this topic. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. Do your part and I will do mine to make this world a better place. So please subscribe, like this video, and stay EthiCool.